You are listening to the Fire Rescue Athlete Podcast with your host, Aaron Zamzow.
What's going on, everybody? Aaron Zamzow here with the Fire Rescue Athlete Podcast. I hope as you are listening to this, you are staying healthy, you are staying positive. As I am recording this now in the beginning of August, we're still in the midst of a pandemic, which brings me to today's topic. Today's topic is about creating workouts that you can do if your gym closes, if your firehouse puts restrictions on it, if you have really long shift and or even if you're traveling a little bit to get out of town, maybe to do some camping, or you have to go see some family. As limited as we are with our travels here in the U.S., what I wanted to do is talk about how to actually create a workout session. And when I look at creating workouts with Fire Rescue Fitness and creating the programs, I want to get you into my mindset a little bit is how I like to set these up and why I think they're efficient and effective. And we'll kind of go through exactly step by step. And my hope is that you take away, with you, at least the general idea behind creating workout sessions. And what you need to do is, if you are in the firehouse and you're like, God, I don't have a workout for today. Well, this crazy guy Zamzow was saying, this is what I need to do. So first and foremost, my personal belief is that you need a plan and that every firefighter needs a complete plan or program. I like to do 4, 6, and 8 week increments for each one of my programs. And that's the bigger picture. What I don't want you to get in the habit of doing is creating a workout here and then going to do someone else's workout on a Wednesday, chest and triceps on Monday, because we all know what that leads to. That leads to skipping it leg day, and that leads to you just doing what you're comfortable in doing. And that really doesn't help you take your fitness to the next level. And as first responders, we need to make sure that we are very well-rounded, that we're mobile, we have a strong core, we're powerful yet strong, and we have great cardio recovery. And what I see a lot of people doing is they're going to create a workout what they feel comfortable with, and they're going to do the things that they're strong at already. I have this discussion all the time with younger athletes. They like to go in and lift the heavy weights, and they lift the heavy weights because they're strong and they can. Yet they don't realize working mobility, working the smaller muscles, working the tendons and ligaments of the joints are going to make them that much more strong. So, getting back onto our topic for today, if you are creating workouts for yourself and you are looking at the big picture, make sure that when you're looking at a workout, and again, I got a push a little bit of my Fire Rescue Fitness workouts. What we do and what I do with these is I look at an 8-week program. What I found is that 8 weeks is probably the best to keep people interested. And it's where we're seeing really good results from a lot of our members that use our FRF programs. And again, I got a program, a foundations program. I have a program, the Ultimate Athlete. We have a fat loss program. We got Ultimate Athlete Phase 2. We have a super strong program. I have a new one coming out, which is a 5K, the FRF way, which is if you like to run. We have a virtual event that's coming out. So we have all these different programs, and this is how we break these down. So first and foremost, make sure that you look at bigger picture. Then when it goes to the individual workout of the day or the workout that you're doing, you got to make sure that every workout has these components. First and foremost, you need a thorough warm-up that helps improve mobility, gets your blood flowing, and again, works your flexibility. So many times, and I've worked in the fire service now for, over 15, and I've worked as a firefighter or as a fitness instructor, strength and conditioning coordinator, used to work with pro athletes for 25 years. The biggest mistake I see people make is they walk into a gym or a training facility, they walk on the treadmill for 5 minutes, or they do a set of bench presses, and that's their warm-up. What you need to understand is that you can really work and improve mobility. You can improve the way you move. You can also improve hips and shoulders, low back strength by warming up properly. So here's what you need to do. When you want to start your workout, take 3 to 5 exercises that will do that. Now, personally, I like to do a full body chop where your legs are double wide apart. you reach up towards the ceiling, and then you bend down, reach down towards your toes. I also like to do a simple knee side to side where you're on your back and you just let your knees fall from one side to the next. The idea behind these active movements is you slowly, with each rep, improve your range of motion. And at the same time, you're getting blood flow deep into those muscles and tendons of the shoulders, of the back, of the knee, where we really need to work our mobility. Whereas walking on a treadmill, you're working in one dimension, you're walking straight, and you're not getting blood flow and that mobility. So choose 3 to 5 exercises to do your active movement. And I like to do them in a circuit. I typically choose between 6 to 8 reps. If you're doing, for instance, the side to side, the knee side to side, you'll do 6 each side. Move to the next exercise. So you're doing a full body chop, you'll do 6 of them. And then Spider-Man, if you followed any one of my stuff, that's one of my favorite ones, where you're in a push-up position, then you step your foot to the outside of one of your arms or your hands, and you hold that for 2 to 3 seconds. And again, when we're warming up, we're not statically holding. We're just moving into a range of motion, hold it for a quick second, move back to the other side, or get out back to a normal position. But you need to thoroughly warm up. 5 to 6 reps, 3 exercises, 3 to 5 exercises, and then perform them as a circuit. At the end of the circuit, you can either repeat it if you're really tight and or utilize foam rolling. But step 1, actively and thoroughly warm up, right? So then step 2, now that you got your body warmed up, let's work the muscles of the core. In the fire service, and any firehouse I ever go to, anytime I present, I ask, how many of us have had a back injury? I usually get about 50% of the people raising their hands. Knee injury, another 50%. Shoulder injury, it seems to be a little higher these days. But what do we injure? We injure our backs, our shoulders, our knees in the fire service because we carry heavy stuff. We work in a lot of different planes of motion. And, it's very uncertain planes sometimes. So, and we're also lifting stuff above our head. So you need to address that. And how many times now, I can't see your response, but I would almost guarantee everybody listening to this right now, if I said, how many times have you said, I'll work my core later at the end of my workout, or I'll do my flexibility at the end of my workout. I'll do core when I go home. And you never do. It's one of I think mobility work and core work are the 2 most skipped things, and they're ultimately the most important, which is why with FRF, I put them right away. I don't give you the opportunity to skip them. You start with the active warm-up, and then you choose core exercises. Personally, I like to do a form of plank. I like to do something that works and strengthens my shoulders, and then something that addresses my hips and my core. So, for instance, you do a side plank or a rotational plank. You're going to do about 10 to 12 reps of that, 10 to 12 glute bridges, and then 10 to 12 of what I like to call a bent over arm raise, where your thumbs are pointing towards the ceiling. And you perform that in a circuit. So you started with your active warm-up circuit. Now you move to a core circuit, right? And I like to repeat everything twice, okay? If you, if you are more advanced and you want to do more exercises. Instead of doing a Y raise, you do a T raise in addition to the Y raise. So you got your 2 most important things of the workout that I feel are out of the way, and you're about probably 7 to 10 minutes into it. All right. Now, the next thing is to choose 4 or 5. Now, granted, the more advanced you are, the more exercises you can do. Right. But if you're just, kind of in that, I'm getting back into shape, choose like 5 exercises. And, if you're not able to work out in the gym, you can use body weight exercises. If you do have some weights at home, choose some exercises that work with those weights, and the way that I look at it, I personally think that as firefighters, if you're just starting to train like a fire rescue athlete, if this is kind of a new concept to you, or if you've done like body part training for the last, I don't know how many years, because that's all let's do some full body training. Instead of doing chest and triceps, back and biceps, skipping leg day, a little bit of cardio and core, and then Friday work, the bar muscles. Let's do full body 3 times a week. And, again, this is probably a new way of training for you. You're actively warmed up. You have your core stuff out of the way. So let's just do a push exercise, like a push-up. You do a pull exercise, like a pull-up or a body row using webbing or a bar. You add a squat. And then I like to add some type of balance to this. So you do either a single leg touchdown or a lunge, a single leg lunge, and then some type of functional firefighter movement, which is either step ups or carries. And I'm going to link to a workout, to a blog post that goes a little bit more in depth. But there's also a link to a 40-day program that shows you how to create these workouts and exactly what I do. To get to where we are right now. So anyways, you're going to choose strength exercises. Now there's so many different varieties and things you can do with these exercises. You can do them as a circuit. You can do them for as many reps as possible in a minute. You can add some resistance to them and do them for sets of 10 or 12, depending upon what your goal is. Now, if you're just getting back into things, do them for 30 seconds. So start with a squat. You're going to do it 30 body weight squat, 30 seconds, rest 30 seconds, move to push-ups, 30 seconds, move to body rows for 30 seconds, do your lunges. And then if you have like a sandbag or a bucket of water, you're going to carry that around for 30 seconds. And then you repeat that circuit. If you're more advanced and you want to do a dumbbell chest press or a bent over row, you can do them for sets. There's so many different things you can do with it. But to me, it goes back to I feel that as you start training like an athlete, like a fire rescue athlete, do the full body. Now, I will preface this. If you've been training full body and you want to go back to your body part training, I do have a program called the Super Strong program that shows you how you can do that and still improve performance and work more like a fire rescue athlete. So we do have both sides of this, but I hope you get the point that everything kind of falls within, I like to call it like a season or a session. If you're brand new to this, we train full body. After you're doing full body for about 12 to 16 weeks, we'll put you back into your body part training, yet we still incorporate some full body days in there. So I don't want to get too far off topic with this. So let's go back to what we've done. We've created an active warm-up. We've done core. Now we're doing full body strength. We do 5 exercises is what I've been telling you in this example. You can do up to 8 to 12, either do them as a circuit or sets, right? So let's say you complete that. Now you're pretty gassed, but there's one thing that I think that, one thing that sets FRF workouts apart from other, fire-based workouts or more, or even, other strength-based workouts is that step 4 of this equation is I like to add functional fire ground movements in a interval setting or high intensity interval setting where it mimics that intensity that you have on the fire ground. So here's my example. You do your full body strength, grab a drink of water, and then you're going to do what I like to call an afterburner. You can do, 3, 4, 5 different movements, but what you're trying to do is burn some extra calories. And again, get that heart rate really, really going. Like, I think one of the hardest things we do as firefighters or EMTs and medics is do chest compressions as an EMT. I mean, that is a strenuous job for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 minutes. And as a firefighter, advancing hose line on air upstairs, through a house or through a commercial structure, you're gassed. And that moment you almost feel like throwing up, right? Like you push yourself to that kind of that intensity. Well, you want to try to mimic that with what I like to call these afterburners. So for example, you're going to do burpees as many as you can for 30 seconds. All right. And then you're going to go back to back with mountain climbers. And at the end of that time of mountain climbers, you want to feel like you almost want to puke. Okay. Then you're going to take a minute and you're going to repeat it 2 or 3 times. That's just an example. Some of the other things we do with FRF is we incorporate Tabata, which are 4-minute, 20-second on, 10-second off sessions. And you can do 4 different exercises. You could do, you can actually add weights to this. You could do a deadlift. You could do a crawl. You could do a carry. You could do step-ups within these. But it's just a way to burn more calories, number one, boost your metabolism, and then try to simulate that intensity that you have on the fire rescue scene and try to incorporate in some movements that you do, like I said, crawling, or you can add sledges to this. For example, the example I gave you between burpees and mountain climbers is because you might not have equipment, but you can still get that intensity. So you've gone through almost the entire workout now. So you started with an active warm-up, you did your core, you did your full body strength, you did your afterburner. Now at the end, you need to cool down and stretch. And you don't need to make this too complicated. Remember those movements that I talked about that you used to warm up, with the full body chop, with the Spider-Man, and with the knees side to side. Now let's just do them in a more of a static stretching setting or a static stretching goal. And instead of doing them for reps, you're just going to hold them there for 20 to 30 seconds. Bring your heart rate down, calm your system down, cool down a little bit, and hold those exercises. Now, you can go through different stretches if you'd like, but my point being here is that you're not done yet. You just want to cool down. You want to stretch because that's going to help you recover for your next workout, for your next shift, for your next call, even if you're doing this at the firehouse. And I think mentally it's a great way to kind of, appreciate your accomplishment. You got your workout done, and really gets you a little, maybe more in tune with, what you're feeling mentally. And again, it's decreasing your heart rate and bringing you back down to calm and center. So, but that's it, you guys. That's it. 5 different sections. You can choose the exercises you want based on the equipment. Now, if a lot of this stuff sounds foreign to you, again, with this is a link to a blog post. At the bottom of that blog post, I give you a free 40-day program. It actually will take you through a similar workout. It'll show you how we set up FRF programs. And then it will also introduce you to our FRF training app. And I think it's been a great way for those people to understand just how we create our workouts. And it's my intention, obviously, to then move you to the foundations program, then to the fat loss, then to the ultimate, and keep you progressing all the way through our FRF library. But I hope you got some great and useful information with this. If you have questions, you can reach out to me via Facebook. You can reach out to me anytime on the website. You can go to firerescuefitness.com. There's a contact me section up there. There are so many different ways to contact me, and I highly encourage it. My goal is to try to respond to anywhere from 25 to 50 firefighters every single day. So please let me know how I can help you out. I hope you got something from this. Stay safe, everybody. Stay positive. Focus on your health and encourage others to do so. And that's what we're all about here with the Fire Rescue Athlete Podcast and with Fire Rescue Fitness.
Thank you for listening to the Fire Rescue Athlete Podcast with your host, Aaron Zamzow. Please tune in again soon for more fitness tips for fire rescue athletes.